What is up, YouTube? Today I want to talk about skate setups, and specifically about the flat setup. I started aggressive inline skating being 35 years old about 13 months ago, a little bit over 1 year. I have never been grinding when I was a kid. What I did when I was young on the blades, I would call aggressive free skating. So we were rolling down the stairs, we were doing 360, I think was my biggest spin I have ever landed, and I never had aggressive setup. So last year when I came back to blading, I purchased Razor Shift 2 skates, and they had Featherlight 3 frames. So this was the first time in my life when I tried to skate anti-rocker. And I can tell you, I hated it back then, and I don't like it still today. Whenever I go skating with a flat setup, I feel freedom. I can turn as much as I want, I can spin, I can correct my, rolling direction. I feel so nimble, agile, and I'm feeling pretty much really well. When I go skating with an anti-rocker setup, I'm struggling a little bit. So first of all, the wheels get like squished, and they are very slow. They don't roll very well, they don't turn very well. And I feel even impact on my knees, most probably from doing the rotations. What helps? Rounded wheel profile, like the famous wheels and many other wheels right now, that helps a little bit. If you go with the square wheels, like I have ones on my Kaiser Fluid 4, you can see that profile is completely different. So the square profile is even harder to turn. I understand why people like it, and when people are used to skating these setups, I understand why they do so. So I started grinding last year, and I can tell you that grinding with anti-rocker setup is so much easier. I can do royals, I can do farves now, I started learning unities. They're not going well yet, but I'm getting there. Soul tricks, it's not that different. But whenever I try to ride the flat setup, meaning I have the 4 wheels touching the ground, I get wheel bite. And wheel bite is when the second wheel touches the top of the ledge that you try to grind, and your skate gets stuck, and normally you fall over. So that happens more times when you do groove tricks than when you do soul tricks. Nevertheless, I also get wheel bite when I do soul grind and on acids, and that simply increases the risk of getting injured a lot, and it gives me, an anxiety. Every time before I jump on the ledge, I'm like, how will that go? So I'm not confident in my skating, and then, my skating doesn't go really well. So why not skating anti-rocker? I told you, I just hate how it feels. Furthermore, if I take anti-rocker setup and if I go skating on, not to the skate park, but to the street spot, it's even worse because the surface of the quality of the surface, it's not so well, it's rough, and then my skates get even slower, they get stuck, and I don't like the feeling at all. So I'm on a mission now. I want to figure out, is there a flat setup that I can skate? And I have 3 contestants now. First is my USD Aeons. I absolutely love these skates for skating flat in the skate park on the transitions. I have also been doing grinds on rails without any wheel bites or any problem whatsoever. I use 60mm famous wheels, all 4 of them, and these skates are unbelievably fast. They are unbelievably fun to ride. It's been a while since I tried them on ledges, and when I did it around 4, 5, 6 months ago, I did get quite a lot of wheel bite. And so I transitioned more into anti-rocker skating. The other flat setup that I have is the wish frames. So these are the original wish frames, and you can see I worked on that groove a lot. If you compare this groove to a new wish frame, you will see that I have worked that groove in quite a lot. So I managed to do the royals. If I am using a skate that has a massive sole plate like the USD 7, and if I have the groove that is deepened enough by grinding on concrete ledges, I can land a Royal, I can't really do the Torques or Farves yet. And that's one of the reasons why I don't like these frames. I never get wheel bite with them, but I struggle to get boot down on the groove tricks. It's so much easier when I ride the anti-rocker frames, it's no problems whatsoever. I enjoy doing Royals. It was my hardest trick to learn yet. And I would like to get the same feeling riding flat. Another problem with the Wish frames is that it still has a slight rocker. And while it works fantastically well on the street spots, especially when you have the rough surfaces, the big wheels roll over everything, no problems whatsoever. But riding transitions, it gets too sketchy, too weak, because you ride on 2 or 3 wheels at a time. So that's the downsides of the Wish frames. The very tall H-block and sketchy riding in the skate park. And the third frame I purchased this year and I am still experimenting with is the Kaltik Stealth. So this frame is really interesting. It has a really good wheel bite protection and it's so fantastic on rails. It just puts the rail in here and it locks you on the rail fantastically well. Unless the rail is very fat, then you get stuck. So they don't work on fat rails. And also the groove is so low, you can compare it to Featherlight 3 and you will see that actually Featherlights have a taller groove than taller edge block than the Kaltik Stealth. So meaning these are still really good for Royals and groove tricks. And I only skated them on ledges once and I didn't have a good time at all. Back then it was 60mm wheels and I still got a lot of wheel bite with them. So these are the 3 flat frames that I'm having now, and I want to figure out if I can comfortably skate everything with one skate. So this is the mission that I have. I want to find a flat setup that I could ride transitions, that I could do groove tricks, and I could ride it on concrete ledges without getting too much wheel bite. On rails, I think everything works on rails. To be honest, Wish frames, when they have this huge H block, it's a bit more sketchy on rails because it's a bit moving and shaking. It's harder to lock in one place, but it's still doable. I don't have problem skating rails with any of the flat frames. I have a problem on the ledges. Today I assume will be a short session and I will be riding on my USD 7s with the Wish frames and famous wheels. Goal number 1 for today, do a Royal on these skates. Most probably I have mentioned several times that I find USD 7s to be most comfortable skates out of all inline skates I have ever tried. I really like this boot, and also with the frames like Wish frames, the extra wide sole plate will help on the groove tricks. Just off the go I can tell you that Wish frames are such a pleasant frames to ride with 7260 setup. It's a very slight rocker. With anti-rocker I get stuck on these lines, I cut my wheels and whatnot. With this setup I can just roll, do spins and wherever I imagine. Really fast, really stable. I really like rolling on them. As expected, frontsides didn't cause me almost any trouble. Almost because I couldn't hold the frontside till the end of the ledge, which is the result of the taller H blocks. Now let's try some Royals. As you can see, doing Royals was a battle up the hill, and the most common problem that I had, it was wheel 1 or 2 touching top of the ledge, resulting in a slam, or just my Royal turned into a front side. The big H block on Wish frames let your skate wiggle when you do royals, and therefore you need to really manage a good lean back position if you don't want to get this wheel bite, if we can call it like this. But if we talk real wheel bite, I only got one case throughout that skating session. That was this one. I'm glad I have these wrist guards. I'll make a video about them. I got a set of new ones because these ones are nearly dead. At the end of the day, I managed to land some really nice royals, not only in the Lego house spot, but also in the new spot that I have just discovered recently. Look at this, I just found something very interesting for today. There are two little ledges, not so little to be honest. This is smaller, this one is a bit bigger, and it's a bit waxed. So I try to do royal on it. I'm getting really tired, and my sole plate is getting stuck in this gap or in the next one. I don't know if I will be able to land a royal, but I can do frontside sole grinds and other tricks. I will need to come back here and skate a bit more. Okay, so my short riding session ended up being 2.5 hours now. I'm really tired, I'm sore, my knees hurt. I need to go home. I don't know. I'm really impressed how the wish frames ride. I don't know why I keep I guess I'm coming back. I can't fucking speak anymore. I need to finish this video. I guess I keep coming back to the anti-rockers just because of how easy it is to do royals. And I don't know. At the same time, it's so much fun to ride with wish frames. And I can't choose. Even today I'm sitting here, and while I'm enjoying the wish frames so much, I'm thinking if it's anti-rocker I could be just relaxed. I don't think if I will get a wheel bite or not, because I know I won't, and I can jump and do whatever I like. Maybe those new high-low frames, what are they called? I forgot the name. The aluminum ones, $300. Maybe this will be something like that. They will be like 60 and 47 millimeter wheels with a huge H-block and a low-profile frame. And they are on pre-order now, but it's $300. I don't have this money. 300 USD will be around 256 euros. If you add VAT, import taxes, custom taxes, it will be around 380 euros for the frame only. I'm not ready to pay this money for only the frame. So my final conclusion on the wish frames is, despite the fact that I absolutely love to roll around with them on the street spots, I'm not feeling confident on the grinds yet. I need to be a much better skater to skate these frames. I will better stick with anti-rockers, but before I do so, we have two other skates to try out. So last week wish frames, this week Kaltik Stealth frames, and next week USD Aeons. If you want to hear my conclusions on these frames, be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done this yet. All in all, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. This will let YouTube know that people like my video, and YouTube will show it to more people, so more people can come and see our channel, subscribe to us, and therefore help us grow. Thank you all for helping us grow, and thank you all for watching. We hope to see you in our next video. Have a good day. Bye bye.